Hi, everyone. Welcome to Counseling Conversations. Today, we're going to talk about responsible drinking, an important topic if you're going out and want to keep things fun but safe. We will cover what it means to drink responsibly, what counts as binge drinking and heavy drinking, some tips for a safe night out, and we'll discuss an alternative option, avoiding alcohol altogether with mocktails. We have some simple mocktail recipes you'll enjoy. So let's start with some definitions. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, binge drinking is when you have several drinks within a short time frame. For men, that's 5 or more drinks in about 2 hours. And for women, it's 4 or more drinks within that 2 hours. Now, heavy drinking is defined a little bit differently. For men, heavy drinking is more than 4 drinks in a day or more than 14 drinks within a week. For women, it's 3 or more drinks in a day or 7 or more drinks within a week. If you're exceeding these numbers, it is considered heavy drinking. Excessive alcohol use increases your risk of health problems like liver disease, heart disease, high blood pressure, and certain cancers. Can also damage the brain and organs. So please make sure to avoid heavy drinking. If you are a heavy drinker, it's important to seek some help. So what is drinking in moderation? For men, drinking in moderation is defined by consuming just 2 drinks or less per day. And for women, it's just 1 drink or less per day. That means you're keeping within these heavy drinking numbers. It means 14 or less per week for men and 7 or less drinks for women per week. To drink responsibly, the goal is to stay within these limits. Setting strict limits like this for yourself is ideal for many reasons. So I strongly recommend you set those limits. So if you're aiming to drink responsibly, here are some tried and true tips to keep you safe and in control. Tip number 1, stick to a limit and pace yourself. Set a limit before you even start. Pace yourself by sticking to 1 drink or less per hour. This will help you stay in control. Tip 2 is to hydrate. You can alternate with water between drinks. This helps you stay hydrated and makes a huge difference the next day. Tip 3, eat before you start drinking. This helps you absorb alcohol more slowly, making it easier to manage blood alcohol levels. Tip 4, never leave your drink unattended. I know you've heard this before. Always keep your eye on your drink. Unfortunately, drink spiking is a real issue, especially at parties and bars. So if you happen to leave your drink unattended, just get a new one. Tip 5, go out with friends. Stick together and leave together. Very important. Having a buddy system is not only more fun, but it also adds that extra layer of safety. Tip 6, arrange for a safe ride home with friends. Always plan how you'll get home before you go out. Use a designated driver or arrange that ride home so you're never tempted to drive after drinking. Tip 7, don't mix alcohol with other drugs or substances. Mixing alcohol with other substances, even over-the-counter medications, can be dangerous. So it's best to avoid combining alcohol with anything else. Again, if you're worried that drinking might be becoming a problem, you're not alone. Talking with a counselor can be a great first step to explore whether you might need some extra support. Remember, drinking responsibly means staying aware, making safe choices, and keeping your night fun and safe for everyone. Another option that many people are choosing is to stay sober and not drink. There is a rising trend of going just alcohol-free. If you're looking for a healthier, safer alternative to alcoholic drinks, you can choose mocktails. Mocktails usually have more nutrients, results in no hangovers, they're hydrating, and they're a fun and tasty way to enjoy a night out. Check out some of these mocktail recipes from one of our counselors.
Hi, I'm Nyla Brown, one of the counselors here at Lone Star College. Today we're going to be in my kitchen making mocktails. Mocktails is great if you got to drive tonight, want to share with kids, or just don't feel like drinking. We're going to come up with 3 different recipes, my own twist of each one of them, and I'm going to go ahead and share different tips and tricks that you can do to make them your own. Okay, ingredients for coquito are the following: coconut milk, cream of coconut, sweetened condensed milk, vanilla or a baker's imitation vanilla, cinnamon. Some people like nutmeg. I do not, but feel free to add. And traditionally, you boil this all in a pot and then you let it cool, and then you put it in the fridge. If you're quick and fast and you're in a rush, you can blend it all up. And you can just store it in the fridge for however long you want. As far as exact ratios, I use 2 cans of coconut milk. I like full fat coconut milk. It just tastes more coconutty. 1/2 of a can of sweetened condensed milk because it is very sweet. If you like it super sweet, use a whole can. Whatever makes you happy. Takes a while. Now, if you're gonna blend this up, cream of coconut is pretty thick, right? So you're gonna have to re-blend it every couple of times that you want to reserve it, just because it doesn't necessarily always blend the first time. As far as how much cinnamon, again, whatever makes you happy, but I tend to do about a tablespoon. And for the vanilla, I do a teaspoon because vanilla syrup is very strong. Now, I'm in a rush, so I'm going to blend it up, but you can also do this on a stovetop. Just kind of let it boil for about, well, let it boil and then bring it down to a simmer for about maybe 10-15 minutes, just to make sure that the cream of coconut really kind of dissolves. And I'll spare you the noise of the blender. Okay, so I blended my coquito. I have my cup of ice. This is the cup I'm using. If you want to get fancy and get like a wine glass, go ahead. But this is what it looks like after you've blended it. There is a little bit of foam on top, and that's okay. It's also a little messy, but as long as we're having fun, who cares? Oh, to me, perfect ratio. But feel free to make it your own. Okay, so our next drink is a non-alcoholic mimosa. So they sell lots and lots and lots of non-alcoholic wines. This is one of my favorites, Stella Rosa. But you can find non-alcoholic champagne, non-alcoholic prosecco. The list goes on. And then about a 1/4 of a cup of orange juice. You can use whatever brand you like, pulp or no pulp. Get yourself a nice glass. Make sure your orange juice and your non-alcoholic wine are cold. And to make it a little fun and peppy for brunch, feel free to add some grenadine. Grenadine is just pomegranate syrup. There's no alcohol in it. You can find it at a store like Walmart, or you can find it at a liquor store. So you get your wine. Make sure it's nice and cold. And just pour it into your glass. And I like to do more wine than orange juice. So I would say the ratio of 2 and 1. But, you know, whatever makes you happy. So because it is a rosé like wine, it'll be a little bit pinkish. And then when we add the grenadine, it'll be even more pinkish. And if you look at it, it kind of looks like a sunrise. So this is my sunrise mimosa. Oh, so good. Tastes better than any mimosa I've had at a restaurant. So the last drink we're going to make is one of my favorites, a margarita. And I'm adding a twist to it, adding some tahini for a kick of spice. If you don't like tahini, you can replace it with sugar or salt, whatever you prefer. Now, if you want to make it super simple, you just buy yourself a margarita mix that doesn't have any alcohol. Serve it on the rocks. Done. Good to go. Now, if you're like, but Nyla, I love that slushy mix. Don't worry. I know how to do that too. So, frozen limeade concentrate and orange juice. Or, if you feel comfortable going to a liquor store, you can buy non-alcoholic triple sec, which is what is used in actual margaritas. So, buy the non-alcoholic triple sec, put that in instead of the orange juice. Also, keep in mind the ratios. Totally up to you too, because if you like it really sweet, add some more triple sec or orange juice. If you're like, nope, I like it as sour as can be, lower it down. So you put it all in a blender, and I'm gonna add orange juice. My blender has a measuring cup, so I can just use that as my guide. And if you want to make it even more slushy like, you can add even more ice, but just remember that waters it down. I don't want it watered down, so this is all I'm going to put in my blender. To salt the rim or sugar the rim or tahini the rim, whatever you prefer, you have to get the rim wet first. So I'm using my lime juice. It's in my bowl right here, and I'm just going to dip it in. Make sure that it's coated in the lime juice. And then here's my plate of tahini, and you just roll it and then you just add your drink. Okay, now that it's mixed, this is what it looks like. Very much like a margarita slushie. Again, no alcohol, even though it looks like there is. And you just pour it into your tahini rim glass and give it a try. You can always mix it up again if you don't like the ratios. That's my favorite. Super sour, but that's how I like it. And the tahini, nice kick. Well guys, thanks so much for joining me today with my 3 different drinks. I hope you like them. If you don't, feel free to get creative and try your own. And just please, please, please share this with all your friends, because you never know who needs the help and the creativity.